again, everyone. I'm Steve Messinio, President and CEO of the Marlborough Regional Chamber of Commerce, here with another member spotlight video. And today I'm pleased to bring on Dane Desantis of Hallmark Business Brokers. And Dane is a relatively new member of our chamber. Interestingly enough, Dane's business is based out of Venice, Florida. But he's obviously looking to work with any businesses anywhere, and he's decided to join our chamber based on our conversation previously. I also appreciate Dane because he's been very helpful to me in introducing me to the chamber president at the Venice Chamber of Commerce, and she's given us some really great ideas that we can implement for the Marlborough Regional Chamber of Commerce as we move forward. But anyway, Dane, thank you for coming on today. Why don't we start by just telling us a little bit about yourself and Hallmark Business Brokers?
Well, thanks, Steve. Thanks for having me. I very much look forward to this conversation. Steve, like you said, my name is Dane Desantis. I'm actually originally from New Jersey, so pretty close to you. Made my way down to Florida in 2007. I bought my business in 2015, and I've been running it since. Hallmark is a locally owned business brokerage. So we do business brokerage, which means we help other people buy and sell small businesses. We also do some business coaching and consulting around building business value. Unfortunately, Steve, too many people don't prepare their business to sell before they actually want to sell it. There becomes some sort of push factor that pushes them out of the business, like health or children, or the business just is ready to move on from them. So that's what we do, and we're very happy to be doing it.
Excellent, excellent. You know, it's funny you bring up the idea of getting businesses ready for, to increase their value, but also to ready to sell. And I actually experienced that in a previous business a number of years back. What are some of the ways that you work with a client to help them get their business ready to sell? What are some of the areas you typically see of weakness that you have to help them move the needle forward in order to increase that value and get obviously the asking price that would make the most sense for them in the long run?
So I have developed a 9-step program that actually takes business owners, it takes them about 18 months to get through the program. And we focus on things like making the business less reliant on the owner. Nobody wants to buy themselves a job. So if the business is less reliant on the owner, it makes it much more valuable. One of the other things I really like to teach the people that I work with is understanding the financials. As a seller, if you don't understand your own financials, how is the buyer going to understand your financials? I mean, it's kind of simple, but it's something that gets lost on a lot of business owners because they're very busy working in the business, not on the business. So those are the two things that I highlight most often. But if you want the one thing that makes a business in the eyes of a buyer valuable and something that they want, there's got to be a culture created. If you've got culture, if you've got mission, if you've got vision, if you've got core values, buyers love that and they eat it up.
Awesome. How do you take a business through implementing core values? I mean, they're businesses that just, run by the seat of the pants and their employees come and go. What are some of the strategies you utilize to help those businesses bring on that culture and create that community that's going to make them valuable to their potential buyers?
So, Steve, the reality is whether you know it or not, your company has a culture. So if you don't have it defined, that is the definition. You don't have a defined culture. Mm-hmm. The reality is that's foundational. It's the foundational element that allows companies to grow. So how you do it is we sit down and we take them through a worksheet. I mean, realistically, if you're a solopreneur, or when I say solopreneur, I mean you're the owner that has a couple of employees, what's going to happen is you're going to set the tone. Like at my company, part of our core values are we're a real estate agency, right? So typically a real estate agency is you are working for yourself. That is not our culture here. We help each other. We want to be there for one another. We are collaborative. These are all the words that are part of our core values and culture and mission and vision. So same thing is I'm going to take my clients through the same steps that I went through, which is really just taking those words that are who you are, embody who you are, and probably, Steve, you know this, it all rolls downhill. So it starts with the top and goes down. So if I'm very bad at communication, most likely I'm going to hire people who are really bad at communication. So if it is the foundation, interestingly enough, core values, mission, and vision will help dictate who stays, who goes, how quickly they go, and how long they stay. One of the big things that I deal with is people who I'm helping sell their business or helping them coach is they just can't find the right people. Well, they can't find the right people because they don't actually know who they're looking for.
Gotcha. Excellent. Excellent. So outside of the consulting that you're doing for your clients, what separates you from other business brokerages that are out there? How do you differentiate yourself beyond the obviously the high level of consulting that you do to get a business ready for sale?
So I learned early on in my career when I was selling software, and I kind of just, I'll say stumbled into it, but I feel like it was part of my life, right? So I sold software through a reseller channel, which means I never really worked with the end user. I sold it through a reseller channel, who the reseller then introduced me to their end user, but everything went through the reseller channel. And I brought that same mentality into this business, which is relationship, relationship, relationship. In my previous businesses, the best compliment I could ever get is when a reseller who holds their end user very close to the vest says, you know what, you're better at selling your own stuff than I am. I trust you. Go work with my client directly. I'm like, oh, all right, I made it with this one. I still have relationships where I haven't been in that business for 15 years. I could call Lori in Dallas and say, hey, Lori, I'm coming to Dallas. And she and Bill would say, yeah, you're staying at my house. You're not staying anywhere else. Nice. Those are the relationships that we build in our company now that will last a lifetime. That is the main differentiator that has made us very, very successful. In fact, most business brokerages will only sell 10% of what they list. Our closing ratio, or what we sell, is 80%. So it's a stark difference.
Absolutely. That's a great number. Excellent. So what are the types of businesses you typically see in terms of coming on as clients and getting ready for sale, but also access your services to sell? Do you have any particular industries you work with or specialize in, or is it pretty much any business that's looking to, plan for the future and those owners who are getting out, so to speak?
Yeah, it's more the latter. No industry specific. Right now, we've got a doctor's office that'll be selling for probably around $5 million, down to a landscaper that'll sell for about $100,000. So it's everywhere in between, right? So we completely run the gamut. Look, we like to stay around the $5 to $10 million purchase price. We're not M&A. We know where we live. We know our niche. It's not 40, 50 million, 100 million businesses. That's just not who we are. We're going to stay that 10, 11, 5, those millions is really where we're at. But again, we'll go down to $50,000, $60,000 because everybody needs help. I think, one of the things that we do that is a little unique as well is we educate. We are educators. We want to help people, do the best they can, make the best decisions they can. It's been interesting. If you look at it statistically, if somebody's selling or buying a business, generally it's their first time. So they're not really sure of the process, how it goes, what questions to ask. That's where we step in and help.
Awesome. Well, I'm really pleased that you've joined the Marlborough Regional Chamber of Commerce. I'm sure there are a number of our members of our community who could benefit from your service, if not to immediately sell, but get themselves ready to sell whenever they decide to. And I think, leveraging your expertise would be a good idea for them to do so. What are some of the best ways for our members to reach out and not only connect to, build a relationship and get to know your business a little bit better, but maybe even to access and learn a little bit more about your service?
While I get made fun of this, Steve, I'm also going to tell you it's the easiest way to get on my calendar. Just go to www.meetwithdane.com. My children, whom I love very much, make fun of me for that. Like I'm some super important, really, really important person that I've got this URL that you can just go to meetwithdane.com and you can get on my calendar. But that's the best way to get in touch with me.
Awesome. That makes perfect sense. It's funny how people, share their calendar links these days. I'm like, wait a second, why don't you use mine? And no, you use mine.
Yeah.
But no, you're right. Makes it easy for people to schedule appointments. So Dane, I really appreciate you coming on today and sharing information about your business. Look forward to sharing this information with our chamber community. And I highly recommend our chamber members watching today, reach out to Dane. Get to know him. He's has a wealth of knowledge that I think anybody can benefit from. And again, he's very pleased to have him as a member of our chamber. So thanks very much for everybody for watching, and we'll see you in the next member spotlight.